Guys, what is going on? It is your favorite Northern Virginia, DC area realtor here, Chris Colgan. You know what? I have lived in Prince William County and Northern Virginia my whole life, so who not better than me, of course, not give you a full tour and a complete guide of living in Prince William County. If you are thinking about moving here or you want some more information on it, obviously text me at the number below if you're thinking about buying a house here, and also you can email me info@colganteam.com. But let's get right into it. To the east end of the county, what I like to call it, which really is the east end of the county, is going to be the Woodbridge area. Also Dumfries and Lake Ridge are going to be the main towns over there. Here's what I really like about the east side of the county. Over there is where you have Route 95, which is obviously a main highway going through the East Coast, and it goes right up through there, and you can hop on there and go right up to the Beltway and head towards the Pentagon or Washington, DC. A lot of times if you get a government job in DC, they tell the people to go look in Woodbridge for housing because it can be a little bit more cheaper than obviously like an Arlington or at Alexandria, but the housing there is pretty affordable. Probably the most affordable in any part of Prince William County. The average sales price is around like $500,000, but there are some places that can get super expensive. But the things I also like about it, there are older style single family homes that you can get from $400,000 to $500,000. So there are plenty of housing options over in Woodbridge. Like I've sold condos in there for $200,000 to houses over by the river for $1 million. So it just goes up and down. One of the things that Woodbridge probably was initially known for was they had one of the first huge outlet malls, Potomac Mills Mall over there, and so there's things to do like that. Ton of shopping. They have brand new shopping centers, brand new housing pretty much everywhere. Also close to Quantico Marine Base, or you can head south and go towards Fredericksburg. Probably the downside to that area is some of the homes can be a little bit older and there is a ton of traffic in the area. Nowhere in Prince William County though do we have the metro system. We do have the VRE, which you can hop on, and I believe there's a station over in Woodbridge and Manassas and Bristow area. You can hop on that and ride it right into DC or the Pentagon or right over to the metro system. But Woodbridge, if you're looking for that fast-paced lifestyle, pretty much going to be close to everything where you can walk to everything and then get right on 95 and head towards DC. That is going to be the perfect spot for you. Some of my favorite neighborhoods over there are going to be Lake Ridge, which is a really beautiful neighborhood. Port Potomac is another great one. And then of course Dale City, like I mentioned before. And then Montclair is a great spot. They have a huge lake over there, just tons of things to do over on the east side of the county. But that is the east side of the county explained. Let's get into another part of Prince William County. All right, so let's talk about another part of Prince William County, which is gonna be Manassas area, Nokesville, and Bristow. Manassas is honestly a great location. You have Manassas Airport, you have Old Town Manassas, which has an old Americana feel. Every Friday, I actually did a vlog on it. Every first Friday of the month, they shut down all the streets. Everyone walks around, all the shops are open. There's like 6 or 7 bands playing. There is just so much to do there. I really love the look of it. It actually has a look of like Main Street at the Magic Kingdom at Disney World if you have ever been there before. And then also there is the Manassas Battlefield with tons of hiking trails, all kinds of history if you are into that as well. The thing though to look into Manassas is Manassas Park and then the city of Manassas are their own city, so they're not part of Prince William County, so they have their own school systems, their own rules and all that, so sometimes that can be a little bit confusing if you're looking at Prince William County, Manassas. One thing to keep in mind is the zip codes that are mainly in Prince William, Manassas, 20109 and 20112, where the infamous Colgan High School is located. My grandfather was a senator here in Prince William County for over 40 years, so obviously I do know the area well. And then you also have Bristow, Virginia, which if you've seen Bristow before, it's probably because Jiffy Lube Live, which is randomly located right in Bristow. Some huge acts come through there all the time. Like right now, my sister just worked a concert for volunteer work for the Grateful Dead, Dead & Company, and then Post Malone is coming up in a couple weeks, Morgan Wallen, so there's huge musical acts that come through there. Some of my favorite neighborhoods over in Bristow are going to be Victory Lakes, which is just one of the most beautiful neighborhoods in all of Prince William County, and then Braemar, which was one of their first original neighborhoods that came up Linton Hall Road there when all the buildings started getting pushed out further west here in Prince William County. And then one of the most charming areas, if you want land, which is very rare for Northern Virginia, you are definitely going to want to check out Nokesville, Virginia. They have a thing called the Rural Crescent there, which most houses have to be on 10 acres. It can get a little pricey, but that is mainly like where a lot of the only pretty pretty much left around farmland is. There's not a lot of building going on up there. There's a high school that I went to called Bristow High School. It's got to be one of the oldest high schools in Prince William County by far, but that is where you're going to have that more country feel. The average sales price in the Manassas area is around $489,000, and then in Bristow it's around $600,000, so it's a little bit more expensive. But in the last few years here, they've added some infrastructure to the roads and done a lot more building. Manassas and Bristow have pretty much touched, so they're kind of in that same area. Then Nokesville is about another 5 to 10 miles out, and it's also kind of touching at this point as well. In Manassas, some of my favorite neighborhoods are Sumner Lake is a great one, has this lake feel, and then Sudley and Westgate are these older neighborhoods, but a lot of the houses have been fixed up. And then if you're looking for condo living, there's a great condo community called Stratford and another one called Bull Run. And the thing I like about Manassas is you have the VRE train, and then you also have Route 66, so you can just hop on Route 66, drive right into DC if you wanted, or to the Beltway, but plenty of commuting options over at Manassas and Bristow. All right, by the way, if you're watching this video all the way through already, you better subscribe to my channel. I have a goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers. And like I said, I'm a Northern Virginia real estate expert. If you're thinking about buying a home, most of my clients come from this YouTube channel. So you can text me anytime or email me, info@colganteam.com. My team and I would love to be the agent of choice for you, but let's talk about the western side of Prince William County. All right, so let's talk about western Prince William County. I grew up out here and there was nothing out here, but in the last 20 years, this area has completely exploded. Back in the day, in the 90s, the Walt Disney Company was gonna build a theme park out here and a movie studio, and the whole thing fell apart. But anyways, growing up, like I said, I couldn't get any friends to drive all the way out here, but now everyone lives out here, and the last 20 years, this area has just exploded. Now, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive than Woodbridge and Manassas, but pretty much everywhere in Northern Virginia is expensive. But there's two newer high schools, Battlefield and then Gainesville High School. One of the things I love too is there's this huge new Lifetime fitness gym with Olympic-sized pool, all kinds of things to do there. And then of course, it's also close to that Jiffy Lube Live that I mentioned, but pretty much everything in Haymarket and Gainesville is newer. There's 3 large golf course communities. One of my favorites by far is Dominion Valley. When you're driving around back in that neighborhood, you don't feel like you're anywhere here. You feel like you're in some kind of like paradise neighborhood or something. Everything is like the grass perfectly cut and everything. And the houses in there start around 800,000. They also have a 55+ side over there, but that's a really beautiful neighborhood. Another one is called Piedmont that has townhomes and single families, which is golf course. And then Lake Manassas, where Robert Trent Jones is, where Tiger Woods, a lot of the guys come play golf all the time. A lot of celebrities actually fly into Manassas to play that golf course. Every few years they have the President's Cup over there as well in Gainesville. So a lot going on over here. The traffic here was absolutely horrendous, and they finally finished these hot lanes that come all the way out from DC, or actually from the Beltway all the way out to Haymarket. It can get rather expensive during rush hour. It could be like $40 or $50, but you know what? You get to skip about an hour's worth of traffic. So that has definitely helped out. They're also expanding Route 234 in Manassas, which has helped out a lot. I think one of the downsides I will tell you about Gainesville and Haymarket is they're building a lot of these ugly data centers out here that you've seen a lot over in the Ashburn area, and we're getting a lot of those. The county's thought is they would rather have those than a lot more houses, which crowd the schools and obviously add more traffic and things like that. But some of my favorite neighborhoods, like I said, Piedmont, Oak Valley is another great one. Crossroads Village is a new neighborhood coming in. There's also a beautiful 55+ neighborhood called Heritage Hunt that a lot of my family members live in. I've sold plenty of houses in there. Actually, a lot of my YouTube viewers have bought houses through me in there from Florida, other parts of the country. Another good thing I like about Prince William County as well is in Gainesville, there's a Wegmans. There's also one in Woodbridge. Wegmans is hugely popular here in the Northeast and East Coast. A lot of clients ask me, is there a Wegmans around? There definitely is, pretty much everywhere in Prince William County. So we have 2 huge ones, but honestly, Prince William County is a great place to live. That's why I've lived here pretty much my whole life. So like I said, if you're thinking about buying a house, definitely text me at the number below and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I will see you at the top or from the top.